A child who could hear the voices of forests. A child who was born with a head made of a living sword. A child who could see thoughts hidden inside people's hearts. A child who belongs to two worlds, but was accepted by neither. This is the story of Glaxon, the boy whose head was a sword. Far away from the lands known by ordinary people, beyond the cold northern oceans and the mountains covered with endless snow, there existed a beautiful kingdom called Eldoria. Eldoria was a land of ancient castles, green valleys, and powerful kingdoms. Its people built tall stone towers that touched the clouds. They created great cities. They studied science, medicine, and mysteries of the stars. But they believed they already understood the world. They believed there was nothing beyond the maps. They were wrong. Because beyond the western skies existed a hidden world. A world that was older than human civilization. A world called Jipta. Jipta was not a normal place. The air there was different. The sky carried strange colors. The grass remained green throughout every season. The rivers shone under the moonlight. The forests were alive, not just with animals, but with intelligence. The trees could remember. The mountains could speak. The plants could feel pain. Jupiter was a world where nature and life existed as one. But for hundreds of years, humans from Eldoria searched for Jupiter. They believed it contained secrets that could make them powerful. Many explorers disappeared. Many ships never returned. People started calling Jupiter the lost territory beyond the stars. But with all this, in the kingdom of Eldoria lived a man named Tom Avon. Tom was different from other explorers. He was not searching for gold. He was not searching for power. He wanted answers. Since childhood, Tom had believed that humans did not know everything. He believed there were worlds hidden from them, worlds waiting to be discovered. For many years, Tom studied ancient books. He followed forgotten maps. He traveled through dangerous mountains and endless oceans until one day he found something nobody had ever found. The entrance to Jipta. When Tom entered Jipta, he was shocked. The land was more beautiful than any story. The air was pure. The fields stretched endlessly. Strange birds flew above him. The plants moved gently as if welcoming him. For the first time in his life, Tom felt that he had found something greater than himself. But every great discovery comes with a price. The price of the battle of transformation. While exploring the deep forest of Jipta, Tom discovered a valley nobody had entered before. The trees there were enormous. The flowers released glowing dust. The ground felt alive beneath his feet. Then suddenly a small creature appeared. It was a beetle, unlike anything on earth. Its body carried golden patterns. Its eyes shone like tiny stars. Tom moved closer, but before he could react, the beetle attacked. It bit him. At first, Tom felt nothing, but days later, his body started changing. He became stronger. His eyesight became sharper. He could see things far away. He could feel movements around him. He no longer needed ordinary food like before. His body had adapted to Jipta. He could survive by absorbing energy from the surrounding environment, the dust of the land, the warmth of living creatures, the energy carried by nature. Tom became afraid. He wondered, am I still a human? But he continued his mission because he knew that the world needed to understand Jipta. Months later, Tom returned to Eldoria, but he returned different. The transformation inside him had created something unexpected. A child. A child carrying the connection between Earth and Jipta. The child who was vomited. He was vomited In a strange night, the moon turned silver, the stars became bright. The people who saw him immediately knew this child was not of a normal birth. This was no ordinary child. His name was Glaxon. From the beginning, Glaxon was different. He carried a strange silver structure. It looked like sword growing from his body. It was not a weapon placed on him. It was part of him, a living sword connected to his thoughts. People were afraid. Oh, everybody groaned. Oh my God. Some people called him a miracle. Others called him a danger. Children avoided him. Adults whispered about him. And even though Galax had done nothing wrong, the world judged Galaxon. As time went by, Glaxon grew older. His father tried to give him a normal life. He sent him to school. He taught him kindness. He told him, "Your difference is not a curse, my son. It is a responsibility." But life was difficult for Glaxon. At school, Glaxon struggled. Not because he was not intelligent, but because his mind worked differently. While other people and students memorized information, Glaxon saw patterns nobody else saw. He could sense emotions. He could understand animals. He could hear whispers of plants. One day, a teacher asked him, "Why do you always sit alone?" Glaxon answered, "Because I hear things that people and children cannot hear." The teacher thought, "Oh, this child is strange." But Glaxon was telling the truth. And as Glaxon became older, his abilities grew stronger. His eyes began glowing. He looked at someone. He could see their true feelings. He could see hidden anger, hidden sadness, hidden lies, and hidden kind. This ability became a burden because sometimes the truth hurts. He discovered that many people who smiled were suffering inside. Many powerful people were afraid. Many kings who appeared strong were actually weaker. Glaxon learned something important. A person is not always what they appear to be. He was near his fate. Far from Aldoria stood another kingdom, the kingdom called Valtheria. It was once peaceful, but its ruler, King Arkon, became obsessed with control. He wanted to rule everything, the forests, the creatures, the people. He believed that nature existed only to serve humans. The forests began dying, animals disappeared, rivers became weak, the people suffered, but nobody challenged the king, because everyone was afraid until Glaxon arrived. Upon his arrival, King Arkon discovered Glaxon's power. He wanted to control him. He sent soldiers to capture him, but they did not understand what Glaxon had become. He was connected to Jipta, and Jipta protected him. The trees rose from the ground. Their roots moved like living creatures. The plants formed the great army. The forest itself fought beside Glaxon, and everybody asked, "Who is Glaxon?" But Glaxon did not fight because he hated humans. He fought because he wanted balance. He wanted people to understand that nature is not something to conquer, it is something to respect. And as the fight went on, Glaxon finally reached the palace of King Arkon. The king looked at him and laughed. "Ha ha 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 ha. You think a strange child can defeat a kingdom?" Glaxon looked at him calmly. "I'm not here to destroy your kingdom," he answered. "I'm here to remind you that you do not own the world." The battle was long. The palace shook, the skies changed, the earth responded, but in the end, Glax defeated the king, and this marked the unexpected surprise. Because after the battle, everyone expected Glaxon to become a king, but he refused. He did not want a throne. He did not want wealth. He wanted peace. He became the guardian between two worlds, the world of humans and the world of Jipta. Many years later, people still told stories about him. Some said he was a warrior, some said he was a creature, some said he was a gift from another world. But those who truly understood him knew Galaxon was simply a child who wanted to belong. Books were written about him, different subtitles were written about him. Being different is not being weak. And the things people rejected about Galaxon became his greatest strength. Power must be controlled by wisdom. As a powerful person without kindness becomes dangerous. Nature is not our enemy, as the world survives when people earn respect. Everyone has a purpose. Sometimes the people who feel lost are the people carrying the greatest destiny. But I also summon you to reflect on this question today. If you were Galaxians and carrying his powers, the ability to read minds, the ability to control nature, the ability to defeat armies, would you see the power to control the world? Or would you use it to protect it? Would you use the power to amass wealth? Or you would use the power for personal benefits, to amass money, to control ladies, to capture cities, and to eat the fullness of this world? Drop a comment. Please subscribe, like, share, and give us your response. Thank you.